All right, Valentine, he's been pinning down the fabric. Reason why you want to pin down your fabric, when you go to pour your stone in, if you don't have it staked, and what we do is we use the sod staples, because after the French drain system is full of the stone, you can just go ahead and pull those staples out that you used as a stake and go ahead and pin your French drain system shut. So this here is, have a guy take the time to do this. It's very important. Get your fabric centered, get it perfect, just stake it. Just stake it back. You know, that way when you're running stone, you're not being burdened with fabric that's always falling down in the trench. I know that that's a problem for a lot of people, and it's frustrating. And the next thing you know, your fabric, your burrito wrap isn't quite big enough now for a wrap because all the wrinkled fabric is down in the bottom of the trench. So, you know, you can see Valentine, he's just spearing those staples in the fabric on each side of the trench. And again, we'll use those very same staples for when we wrap this thing as a burrito and close it up tight. So one of the questions I get asked often is, can't I just build it without the fabric? Okay, so we don't use the fabric, let's say. So, you know, during the rainy season, the lawnmower's running over your French drain. I don't know what you have for equipment to cut grass, but most people are riding lawnmowers these days. They're not walking behind a real mower, like a light mower that you push that's not motorized. Those days are behind us. So now look what happened to the voids. All the voids that would normally move water. That's why you put stone in the drain. You put stone in the drain so that the voids between the stone can move the water. And that's why you put a pipe in the stone, because it creates a monster void, okay? So instead of losing all this void, like this is a mess. Like the bottom of this French drain without non-woven geotextile fabric, double punched, is short-lived. It has an expiration date at the time of build because you didn't use the geo fabric. You listen to some chuck in a truck that thinks he's a 10 in contractor world, and he's rated about a 1.5. Okay. Now the mud can't come up in between the voids on this stone, okay? Now, we actually do something a little different than other companies, and I'll tell you why. So, we put in the pipe first, and we lay it right on the fabric. We got fabric here, so I don't have to worry about mud filling the pipe. Clay, when it's wet, that's mud, dirt, clay. So we lay our pipe right on the fabric. Then we pour the stone over top of the pipe. Right now, Valentine is pulling the fabric as tight as he can possibly pull it. We do not want any wrinkles. He'll go back later and he'll cut overlap. Don't worry about that. But for right now, we just want to pull up on both sides, and we want to make sure that there's no wrinkles in the fabric. We did this already. You know, we pulled really tight, put the pipe in the bottom, put the stone on top of the pipe while we had the fabric pinned back real tight. But you have to make sure that you get all those buckles and wrinkles out like you see Valentine doing here. Because what happens when it's wrinkled or buckled, now those holes that we have punched, and we have those second set of holes punched so that your grass roots will grow through it, and through gravity and capillary action deliver the water down to the French drain system. That happens to be a pop-up that does not have a spring. So it's just a low pressure French drain, gravity, and honestly, I don't think a whole lot of water is even going to come out of the pop-up because it usually just goes out the fitting where it connects to the pipe and all the holes that we drill in it, because we don't want that to be a place for mosquitoes to breed. So Valentine's cutting out around that pop-up, and he will go back and cut all that excess fabric that he pulled as he got all the wrinkles and buckles out, so that we up the flow rate and we get good flow and the fabric works as it was intended to. Again, buckles and wrinkles are no good. You're not going to get good flow. All right, everybody, until that next video.